But then I became acquainted with a simple man of the people. Once a week, he was on the train that I took to Vienna. He gathered medicinal plants in the country and sold them to pharmacies in Vienna. We became friends, and it was possible to speak of the spiritual world with him as someone of experience. He was deeply pious and uneducated in the usual sense of the word. True, he had read many books on mysticism, but what he said was certainly not influenced by such reading. Rather, it flowed from a soul life that bore within it a very elemental creative wisdom. One soon realized that he read books merely because he sought in others what he already knew. But what he read was unsatisfactory to him. He gave the impression that he was simply the mouthpiece for the spiritual seeking a voice from hidden worlds. With him, one could look deeply into the secrets of nature. He carried on his back a bundle of healing herbs. In his heart, however, he carried the results of what he had gained from nature's spirit while gathering them. I saw many people smile when they happened to join us as I walked through Vienna's streets with this initiate. No wonder, since his expressions were not immediately intelligible. First, to some extent, one had to learn his spiritual dialect. Initially, he was unintelligible to me as well, but from our first meeting, I had a deep affinity with him. Gradually, it seemed as though I were in the company of a soul from ancient times, one untouched by civilization, science, and modern views, who brought me the natural knowledge of ancient times. One could learn nothing from this man, in the usual sense of the word. But through him, and with one's own powers of perception of the spiritual world, one could gain significant glimpses into that world where this man had a firm footing. Moreover, it was foreign to him to be anything but matter of fact. Upon visiting his home, one would be in the company of a simple and sober family of country folk. Over the door of his house were the words, "God's blessing is everything." They would offer refreshment, which was the custom in village homes. I was always given coffee, not in a cup, but in a mug that held nearly a liter, along with a huge piece of bread. Nor did the villagers consider him a dreamer. Within his own environment, his whole bearing silenced all ridicule. He had a healthy sense of humor, and whenever he met the village folk, young or old, he spoke with them in such a way that they enjoyed what he said. No one there laughed at him, as did those who joined us in Vienna streets and viewed him as utterly foreign. This man remained near to me in spirit after life separated our paths. He is depicted as the character Felix Bald in my mystery dramas. This is a reading from Rudolf Steiner's Autobiography, and I want to dedicate this video to Felix Kogutzki, the herb gatherer. Amen.